A television advertisement is a span of television programming produced and paid for by an organization, which conveys a message, typically to market a product or service. Advertising revenue provides a significant portion of the funding for most privately owned television networks. The vast majority of television advertisements today consist of brief advertising spots, ranging in length from a few seconds to several minutes. Advertisements of this sort have been used to promote a wide variety of goods, services and ideas since the beginning of television. The effects of television advertising upon the viewing public have been the subject of philosophical discourse by such luminaries as Marshall McLuhan. The viewership of television programming, as measured by companies such as Nielsen Media Research, is often used as a metric for television advertisement placement, and consequently, for the rates charged to advertisers to air within a given network, television program, or time of day. In many countries, including the United States, television campaign advertisements are considered indispensable for a political campaign. In other countries, such as France, political advertising on television is heavily restricted, while some countries, such as Norway, completely ban political advertisements. The first official, paid television advertisement was broadcast in the United States on July 1, 1941 over New York station WNBT before a baseball game between the Brooklyn Dodgers and Philadelphia Phillies. The announcement for Bulova watches, for which the company paid anywhere from $4 to $9, displayed a WNBT test pattern modified to look like a clock with a hand showing the time. The Bulova logo, with the phrase Bulova Watch Time, was shown in the lower right-hand quadrant of the test pattern, while the second hand swept around the dial for 1 minute. The first TV ad broadcast in the UK was on ITV on the 22nd of September 1955, advertising Gibbs Senior toothpaste. The first TV ad broadcast in Asia was on Nippon Television in Tokyo on August 28, 1953, advertising Seikosha, which also displayed a clock with the current time. General background: television advertising involves two main tasks: creating a television advertisement that meets broadcast standards and then placing the advertisement on television via a targeted airtime media buy that reaches the desired customer. To accomplish the first step means different things in different parts of the world depending on the regulation in place. In the UK, for example, clearance must be given by the body Clearcast. Another example is Venezuela, where clearance is governed by a body called CNAC. The clearance provides guarantee to the broadcasters that the content of the advertisement meets legal guidelines. Because of this, special extended clearances sometimes applies to food and medical products as well as gambling advertisements. The second is the process of TV advertising delivery and usually incorporates the involvement of a post-production house, a media agency, advertising distribution specialists and the end goal, the broadcasters. Characteristics: it is important to choose a television production company and advertising agency with pertinent expertise in these two areas, and it is preferable to choose an agency that both produces advertisements and places airtime, because expertise in broadcast quality production and broadcast standards is vital to gaining the advertisement's acceptance by the networks. After the advent of cheap video software and consumer cameras, numerous individuals have offered video production services on the Internet. Video production companies that do not regularly place TV advertisements on the air often have their productions rejected by networks for technical or content issues. Due to their inexperience with creating broadcast-ready content, many television advertisements feature songs or melodies or slogans designed to be striking and memorable, which may remain in the minds of television viewers long after the span of the advertising campaign. Some of these ad jingles or catchphrases may take on lives of their own, spawning gags that appear in films, television shows, magazines, comics, or literature. These long-lasting advertising elements may be said to have taken a place in the pop culture history of the demographic to whom they appeared. An example is the enduring phrase, "Winston tastes good like a cigarette should," from the 18-year advertising campaign for Winston cigarettes from the 1950s to the 1970s. Variations of this dialogue and direct references to it appeared as long as 2 decades after the advertising campaign expired. Another example is, "Where's the beef?" which grew so popular it was used in the 1984 presidential election by Walter Mondale. Another popular catchphrase is, "I've fallen and I can't get up," which still appears occasionally, over 2 decades after its first use. Some advertising agency executives have originated more than one enduring slogan, such as Mary Wells Lawrence, who is responsible for such famous slogans as, "Raise your hand if you're sure," "I Heart New York," and "Trust the Midas Touch." Advertising agencies often use humor as a tool in their creative marketing campaigns. Many psychological studies have attempted to demonstrate the effects of humor and their relationship to empowering advertising persuasion. Animation is often used in advertisements. The pictures can vary from hand-drawn traditional animation to computer animation. By using animated characters, an advertisement may have a certain appeal that is difficult to achieve with actors or mere product displays. Animation also protects the advertisement from changes in fashion that would date it. For this reason, an animated advertisement can be very long-running, several decades in many instances. Notable examples are the series of advertisements for Kellogg's cereals, starring Snap, Crackle and Pop, and also Tony the Tiger. The animation is often combined with real actors. Animated advertisements can achieve lasting popularity. In any popular vote for the most memorable television advertisements in the UK, the top positions in the list invariably include animations, such as the classic Smash and Creature Comforts advertisements. Other long-running advertising campaigns catch people by surprise, even tricking the viewer, such as the Energizer Bunny advertisement series. It started in the late 1980s as a simple, comparison advertisement, where a room full of battery-operated bunnies was seen pounding their drums, all slowing down except one, with the Energizer battery. Years later, a revised version of this seminal advertisement had the Energizer Bunny escaping the stage and moving on. This was followed by what appeared to be another advertisement. Viewers were oblivious to the fact that the following advertisement was actually a parody of other well-known advertisements until the Energizer Bunny suddenly intrudes on the situation, with the announcer saying, "Still going." This ad campaign lasted for nearly 15 years. The Energizer Bunny series has itself been imitated by others, via a Coors Light beer advertisement, in motion pictures, and by current advertisements by Geico Insurance.